Hi, my name is Kobo, and this is my series on Prehistoric Kingdom, a prehistoric animal park management game. I've worked on a lot on this park, trying to be a little more creative in how I build certain habitats. Specifically, I wanted to include buildings that the animals could use to kind of like climb or, just have vertical space to go up and down and have buildings to hang out in and all that kind of stuff. And just have more to do in their habitat than walk around a flat habitat. But I wanted to talk about this zoo and the reasons I did things, how I did things, and what I am and not satisfied and am not satisfied with when it comes to my work in this game. Today, we've already looked at the Pistachosaurs, and we've already looked at our Coelophysis, and now we're gonna go right over here. This is going to be about the Velociraptor habitat that I built. Now, Velociraptors are a small, medium to small carnivore, I suppose, about the size of a coyote. From the late Cretaceous of Mongolia, and they're really freaking cute in this game. Velociraptors were probably not as intelligent, and they definitely weren't as big as they were in, what is it called? Jurassic Park. Or at least, they might have had some kind of intelligence, but we'll talk about that in a second. So anyway, I had this idea that I wanted a building that they could, that the guests could go into and get an up-close view of the raptors. And so they come in here, and you got this nice big glass window, or windows, I guess, that you can look in. You can come up this ramp, which really should have a thing here, but it doesn't. And you can sit down here. There's no first-person mode, and I keep phasing through walls. But you could come and you could sit down here and you could watch if the raptors are in here. You could look out there. Information signs, etc., etc. I built this place with a little bit more of a modern look, a little bit more like some of the prefabs and stuff we have in the game already, with the contrast of stone and wood. And then, of course, the glass and steel, or whatever alloy this is made out of. And the aluminum alloy or whatever for the railings and all that stuff. And we'll come maybe phasing through the walls. Come back in here to see if they're check in and see if they're in here again, or in here when people come in. And yeah, so I made this nice little Velociraptor house. The pillar from the walkway above is kind of messing that up, and I really need to take this sign and pull it down here or something along those lines. But yeah, so that's our one introduction to the raptor enclosure, and I gave them a pretty big enclosure. Now we can actually see the raptors right here. They're so freaking cute in this game. Much more paleo accurate. They are not the big monster style creatures. We might as well follow this one in here, that we see in Jurassic Park. They were these smaller but very deadly. Hi, just real quickly, I did not hear the motorbike until like the next time it happens or whatever, so I apologize for that. Yeah, sorry, that's staying in. Pause that. It's still got those deadly sickle claws on their first digit. They have the non-pronated wrists here. They're to the side. They're pointed to the side, and they look a lot more like bird wings. And that's a very, very good reason for that. Is because birds and them evolved that kind of, at the same time. The ancestors of raptors and birds evolved those. And they look a little mean. They look a little mean with their ooh, sorry, I phased into the mouth. That was not intentional. You know, they got their bird eyes with their round pupils, unlike the slit pupils of the Jurassic Park ones. And they have these heavy brows, which I don't know, I think is accurate. I think is paleo accurate. But they look kind of mean. Kind of mean in their cute little package. So yeah, so I made them this really pretty habitat, now that I see it in this light. And like I said, I wanted buildings they could climb up on, buildings they could hang out in, stuff like that. If we remember the both the first and second Jurassic Park movies, you had raptors running around buildings or old buildings and running up and down and all around and climbing and chasing people and stuff. And so, you know, you can't get that in a game like Jurassic Park, or excuse me, Jurassic World Evolution 2, or even 1. You know, they really don't. You can't do that. They don't do that. There's no way to do that. So I wanted to do that a little bit with this, although the building ended up being nothing like something Jurassic Park themed. Instead, it's ended up being something like maybe a fantastically large, if not poorly built, just like unfinished looking, primate jungle gym building thing. I don't know, something along those lines, that they can come up and hang out with and everything, you know. So, but yeah, so I built this big, I don't know what to call it, this big unfinished mansion, bare bones mansion or something for them to climb up and do things and everything. And so yeah, and I'm happy with it for what it is. I'd like something a little more Jurassic Park inspired, but you know, for now, this is great. These raptors lived in a drying climate. They might have been nocturnal. And so with the theming of nocturnal, they have these low red lights, which includes, in the little house, we're going to intentionally phase through a wall this time. Because, you know, when you see nocturnal animals in zoos, depending on who they are, you tend to have, like, these low lights, so they can actually have, you know, a nighttime that would be closer to what they would get in the wild. And so I wanted to bring that here as well, phase through a roof this time. And then the other thing I wanted to say, besides, you know, this is a very big habitat. I gave them these salmetto, I don't know, salmetto, I forgot those kinds of palms. Dry habitat. A little more, we're saving, a little more moisture with the grass and everything than would be in Mongolia. Mongolia, even at the time, was also very dry, or still was very dry like it is now, but not necessarily. Oh, we're saving again. Okay. Oh, okay, there's a problem, I guess. I'm sure that Mongolia has not always been dry. But yeah, so to get back to the outside here, I gave them a nice big pool they could swim in. I once again tried with the waterfall thing, just for, you know, the fun. And I also tried to give them this rock formation that maybe they would climb on, but right now the AI does not allow them to get all the way up here. I think I've seen them down here, maybe on here. Yeah, so no climbing, no, see how high they can jump. Okay, just, you know, stuff like that. Also, they're cute as fuck. I don't know if I've said that. They make cute noises. I'm just trying to get this under 10 minutes, so anyway, I'm gonna breeze past that. And on this rock formation, I was like, well, in reality, these, I mean, you see how high they have animated the jumps, those one jumps, playful jumps. So they could probably get on here. And then they could probably, you know, get up here, climb up here if this was real life. So, or a version of real life where we could have, extinct animals from the Mesozoic back in here, So, so in order to kind of give the illusion of a safety thing against the illusion of a safety problem, um, I put on this. First of all, this is a boardwalk. If you couldn't tell, that you can use to observe the raptors as they go up here and go all around their habitat when they're not inside here. And so I put this I don't know, guard thing here with the chain link fencing stuff here, not only to keep the raptors out, but if you're in here and you're taking pictures with your phone or even your expensive camera, and you were to drop it down into the water, or maybe underneath the claws of a deadly raptor, you'd be like, oh, well, my life sucks now. So I put this here so that your, or even your drinks and your food trash and stuff wouldn't as easily fall down into the habitat and stuff like that. Much more make-believe. I also gave them, or the people, not the raptors, this little shade area at the end of the boardwalk where they could sit and hang out and watch the raptors out here as well. So, I think I covered everything I wanted to about this, other than to talk about the raptor's intelligence, which I'm, just for safety's sake, unlike the Jurassic Park of the book, or even the movie, just to be safe, I gave the people lots of space, or lots of barriers, like the glass in here, which we're going to pretend is like plexiglass, pretty indestructible glass, or pretty hard to break glass, just as extra precaution, or just to be, safe as we can possibly be in viewing something that, for all we know, could have been very deadly. Motorcycle, motorbike. We don't know how intelligent these animals were. If we are to use bird brains as a template, birds are pretty smart because they can, they're so cute. They, unlike mammal brains, which need to have the folds, you think of the wrinkly brain of humans and other mammals. In order to pack in the neurons and everything, you need the wrinkles in the brains to give us that kind of a thing to increase intelligence and whatever, processing power and all that. So, but birds do not. There was a recent study within the last, 5-10 years or something like that, that said that birds can pack in more neurons with a lot less, without needing to do that. Their neurons are have evolved a different, I don't know the details of it. They've evolved differently to be able to pack in more neurons in a smaller space without needing to have the increase in surface area from the folds. So it's possible that these little coyote-sized raptors, with their, I don't know how big their brains are, but they're not too small. Maybe they were, something like chimpanzee or 3-year-old toddler human being intelligence. Who knows? Who knows? That was the claim made in the work of fiction, Jurassic Park, but who knows? So just pretending, just being erring on the side of caution, I had these safety things, and I'm pretty proud of that. I think that there's definitely some stuff. This does look a little silly, a little one-off. This looks horrible to me every other time I look at it. This I liked quite a lot, but it was a little silly, a little weird. I don't know. I feel like I've taken up so much time already, and these are really cool. I mean, it's really cool to have much more paleo-accurate animals that have captured, popular imagination, in the much more monster movie forms, like in Jurassic Park and other media. Um, and so, yeah, I mean, there's other animals in this game that I will say the same thing about. It's just so nice to have something that's a little bit more like an actual animal, even if, I mean, look at, I mean, they're just so cute, and it's just so fun to see them behaving as animals, messing around in an enclosure, as opposed to movie monsters just trying to kill the protagonists and stuff, you know. So anyway, I've probably taken up too much time, and I've been talking really fast, but there's kind of a lot to go over in this one with the boardwalk and the viewing and the thing and everything. So, um, hopefully I didn't go too fast. Hopefully I didn't hit you with too much here. But, I think that's all I need to say about this one. And, I hope you liked it. I hope you like the return, finally, of this series. Um, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.